Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to a finale of sorts. Rigs come and go. Rigs are built to stay and then leave. Rigs are built to go and then go. We love them all as our very own children, but we can't. You can't. They don't all fit in a Pokeball. We cannot catch them all. So this is the finale for TAPAS, named as such because it is imminently headed for far, far away Spain. For those of you unfamiliar, it is basically a MEUS Gold Rush build. As it sits now, this is my recommendation in terms of kit build if you're not going to spring the money for a VRD carbon. You get the MEUS Gold Rush chassis, you get the MEUS nylon axles, you get the MEUS drive shafts, and instead of the MEUS links, you get the RC Lions. Amos, do I have a sealed one? You get the RC, why did I say Lions? Well, Ions, Lions. You get the RC Lions link set for 10.2. You slap it on there, drops you down to about this 330 millimeter wheelbase. If you want a proper wheelbase to fit under a 313 body, just get something tucked and then it won't matter. 313 is light. 330 is life. 313 is the box they're trying to keep you in. Also, if you're going to run this chassis, yes, it is chopped carbon fiber, which is leftover carbon fiber that they shoved together, but they were smart enough to throw a bunch of Goldschlager glitter in it, and it looks beautiful. There is very little on this that is not the MEUS. I had to cut their little side sliders down to fit the body because the body's pretty narrow. Look how flat that skid is. Look how little scratches are on it, and it's already been driven. It's great. It's great. There's very little you need to do to it. The only thing MEUS is not offering us yet is shocks. These are takeoff shocks from these are 90s, and they are S8Es from Incision/Vanquish, so these would be off of something straight axle Vanquish. We're running them upside down with element springs, grays in the front, greens in the rear, which is 1.4 pound, and I want to say 0.7. They're pretty soft out there in the back. Canyon standard stuff, 105s with Canyon trails with Canyon custom inserts. The thing you've been waiting for, I'm assuming pretty much everybody has already seen the ghost ride of this, and now it's gonna get its time out literally in the sun, where we're gonna run it through green line and deadline. You got to do a green line and a deadline, and we're going in not just in terms of the temperature, but in terms of literally cold. Have not attempted to put this thing through a gate that I can recollect. Fusion 1800, and what I did is I did a 1 hour paint job. That's what we specialize here. I wanted a 1 hour paint job, and I wanted something to match thematically. So I wanted gold in the paint job. And as I started spraying the can of actual gold, I was like, well, these aren't gold. Even the rings aren't gold. These are certainly not gold. We're somewhere in a metallic family, but it is not gold. So I ended up using about 5 colors, and I did a very simple mask. And I said, I want something to break it up, pop a color. And I was this close to grabbing red. And I am so thankful now that it's painted and in my hand that I didn't grab red, because then we would have accidentally made the McDonald's colors. So we didn't go red. I'll break it down for you. We went with a color that I think will be... This is perfect for me. Because in the sun, that is a radically different color than it is here under the lights. I won't know until the edit. We did unintentionally. We had a joke running in the live stream where TAPAS was initially born that we should just put the American flag on the roof. I just freehand stripes with Tamiya, what do they call it, curve tape? It's this white tape that's super flexible. I didn't press any... Unprovoked, unsponsored. If you want to do some mask lines, get the Tamiya. It's like 6 millimeter wide. It's in a white roll. It's outstanding. The color that you're actually seeing is a almost like an indigo blue. And look, we've almost accidentally made a Bluetooth symbol on the side. And I think I did okay. I think that body color, that main color, I think it captures a bit of the wheel. It captures a little bit of the Canyon 1 hour paint job experience. I don't know if I'm over the moon, but I'm very happy with how this came out. I'm not disappointed in it at all, because as I've said many times, when we give stuff away here on the channel, if you give it away and you feel nothing, you didn't give it away. That's the same as throwing something away. If you think, man, I would love to keep this, then you're in this realm. Also, worthy of mention, and that's 32 pitch. If you could get some 48 pitch in there, what? Amazon Blue case doing the servo duties. Fusion SE 1800. I had gotten many comments in the past. Oh, what is that? I had gotten many comments in the past where people had said, "Oh, great, another cab, another Fusion, another." Yeah, you know why? This is kind of a culmination. This is a culmination because a cut Canyon trail on a Canyon Custom Soft, 2 wraps of fridge from around a Tim Tin Inner, is fantastic. In a cost-benefit analysis conversation, nothing comes close to a Fusion SE. It just does it. It just does it. There was, I had said in the previous episode, I think, it's been a minute, this is not a build. This is not a Canyon build. The extent of the build was modifying the body to fit the chassis and modifying the chassis to fit the body. Those two things together. And that's it. I curated parts. I selected the links that I've bought 13 times on Amazon. A Fusion 1800, some 90mm shocks, the MEUS nylon axles. These are leaving the Canyon. If they were staying, I think there's set 9 of MEUS nylon axles here. They're $80 a set. It's not about, well, no, it is. I was going to say it's not about what you spend, but it is. Sometimes it's more about what you don't spend. This rig, as it sits right here, including the radio, is probably about between $400 and $450. Complete RTR ready to go. Now, do you have an ultimate, maybe greater potential for performance out of a VRD carbon, which is $429 for the kit? And then if you put all of the identical stuff on it, you'd be just under $700. Can you put a price on having a good time? I don't know. I would build this again in a second. I've built this before. We have a rig here called Gary MEUS that is roughly the same thing as this. Different body, different tires, different wheels, different this, different that. But at its core is what I would call, they call it the Gold Rush. We've all called it the Gold Flake. It is effectively another Gold Flake build. And it's great. It's absolutely great. It is really what we as a collective needed. We need something that is akin to a kit, that is not eye-wateringly expensive, that will prevent us from buying things like, Basecamp RTRs, or, God forbid, VRD Builder's Kit. This, if you put shocks on it, this costs right about the same exact amount of money as a VRD Builder's Kit. But my God, it's not, no, just don't buy that. Don't buy that. I'm not even telling you to buy this. I'm just telling you not to buy that. There are better options out there. Is this the ultimate tire on an ultimate setup? No. But what this is very good. My take on it from the Ghost Ride was very good. And we'll see if I'm right or wrong, because we're going to run it through 2 comp courses. We can't have a body leave here this pristine Like if you get that unbroken, oh, and I should mention, there's a little chatoyancy, which really only applies to wood, but we'll fake it here and we'll call it chatoyancy here. This is, let me see if I can break it down. There's a base of Spastics gold metallic. Then Tamiya copper, which I want to say is PS14. Tamiya mustard yellow, finished with Duratrax yellow. I think they used to call it like sunburst or sunstreak back in the old days. I think they just call it yellow now. It might be called competition yellow. Anyway, Duratrax, $8.99, taller, mid-size can, good stuff. Especially if you're gonna pick up a can for backer, the white or the black from Duratrax, it really lays down. So then a coat of the white, duplicolor vinyl and fabric. Then this is, yeah, I wasn't even gonna bother. Yeah, see. The camera picks that up a lot better than it does. Like, that still just looks white in this edit. Okay. I know that Q-U-A-Y is key. Torquay? Torquay from... I call it Iron Lake, but I guess it's Iron Lac because L-A-K. This stuff around here, apparently the taggers love it. This stuff is $6.99 a can. If you can get a can of this, if you can get a full size, what are we, 300 mil? If you can get a full size can in California, yeah, 312 mil. If you can get a can that size for $6.99, you buy that. They make some fantastic colors. It sprays out like a fog, and then it's just backed in white to give a little pop to the color. I love these. Once there's been a base color down, you can paint with anything. It doesn't matter. So it's pretty much all polycarbonate specific on this body except for this one. And that's just in the stripes over a bunch of multiple colors. I did the whole body with the gold flake, and I mean, you can kind of see it if you look really close. I was just trying to evoke the wheel a little bit in it. And thank God I didn't go red. Because if those stripes were bright red, we'd all be loving it. It would be really McDonald's. So I'm really glad that I went with blue. And pop a color. We just wanted to pop a color. MEUS Gold Rush build. His name is TAPAS. He's going to go live in his forever home in Spain. And the last thing he's going to do before he gets boxed up in probably a Factor Meals box to head to faraway Spain is he's going to run Deadline and Greenline. He's going to be an honorary participant in this installment of the Crawlympics. We're going to see how he does. We're all going to have a good time. We will think, we will shed a bittersweet tear, and we will think warm thoughts as he heads off to Spain. And then, you know what we'll do? We'll rinse, we'll repeat, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. So, thanks for joining me inside. I hope you hang on and join me outside. TAPAS in his curtain call, we'll call it. The TAPAS curtain call as he heads through 2 competitive courses and hopefully gets just the right amount of scratches on him. So we head out onto the courses for TAPAS's final wheels here at the canyon before he heads across the sea. And you know what? He drives pretty nice. I have recollections of him driving pretty nice, and he is delivering on those recollections. So quiet. So quiet. What are we going to put up? What are we going to put up? I mean, we shoot for a 0, you know? And we don't really have an idea of his ultimate capability. So you might as well shoot for a 0. Nice long wheelbase. Spin it to win it here. Oh, that's real good. That's real good. Did I get too close? No. Oh, man. The Fusion, I talked about it in the intro. Okay, we're going to break him. We got to take a 2 right there. The Fusion 1800, it cannot be beat. Beaten, cannot be beaten, cannot be beat. Whichever you prefer, linguistically. is just so good. And don't sleep on the Canyon Trail. Too many people sleep on the Canyon Trail. The ball never got replaced when we came through here last time, but I don't think it would have been an A4. I need to be right there. I felt a little slip point and was like, that's the spot I need to be. Yeah, he was nowhere near that. Yeah, okay. So just on a 4, 2 reverses. We're okay. We're okay with 2 reverses. It's not the end of the world. Gonna come through here. I want to say that the like above below, what is it? I'm not up on my math enough. Is it the median? Is it the mean? What is the aggregate average? I would say that's probably 11. So an 11 at green line, I would be comfortable with. I can't see the rear tire. That's gonna bonk. Oh, I did not. Ugh. Okay. I don't want to take any more points. Like if we had fallen, that yellow ball's falling off. It's going to fall off. I think if I put it in reverse, I'm basically holding it up with the tire. So remember what I said in about 11? 11. 100%. Have I ever driven green line with TAPAS before? No. Not to my recollection. He's doing great. Like the chassis, all of the bits that we curated and put on the chassis are doing great. MEUS nylons, look at the clearance there, just walks through. It's a little bit early. I don't want to get too late while it's still early out, but it feels like an 11. It feels like an 11. Unless we get a real hard bite right here that makes us sad about our decisions, which I don't think we will. Stay up high, yellow side so that the rear end doesn't fall through. No, all of the parts here like each other. This is a collaboration and a cooperation. Best day, TAPAS comes through on a 4. An 11, I want to say, is pretty good. It's pretty good. And out here in the sun, does he look good? Yeah, he does. So this guy had to go and be confounding over there at green line. Never came close to going upside down. So our only chance to introduce the scratches, I'm getting super distracted watching his shadow on the ground because it looks super cool. We gotta, now watch, he's gonna clean this and he's gonna end up heading to Spain without a scratch on him. Now we'll get some pinstripes on him at some point. Ooh, that's not great. Oh, I'm so in the green line mode. Yeah, reverses don't count here. You can reverse as much as you want at deadline because sometimes it's the only way you're making it through. Yeah, oh, there we go. There we go. Get some scrapes. Oh, he feels good, man. Feels real good out here. But oh, look at him go. The mesh is doing a great job of stopping, I don't know, something. It's really cold over here. I was much warmer on the other side. Ay. That's a fall. That's a fall. He's not going to have any problem getting back on, though, I don't think. No. Again, this is cold runs. He'd never run green line. He'd never run deadline. We brought him out and we mushed around a little. Oh, yeah. The maneuverability is certainly there. Oh, that was nice. I will say this about S8E shocks. They are really smooth. They work great. They just don't hold oil. And holding oil is kind of one of the big main jobs of a damper. Our somewhat arbitrary spring selection is right there. Man, he looks good. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. He looks right good to me, and that suspension, I can't take credit. That's all MEUS geometry there. As we call it, not a 10 Pro. What would have come loose to make us stop right there? Either the nut fell out of the spur gear or the pinion came loose, because there's nothing broken. Okay, the shaft, the top shaft is spinning. We're gonna have to take a look at this. And there it is. How does that fall out? I've never had that happen before. I'm gonna grab a wrench. We're gonna put that back in, and we're gonna finish. I mean, I wish I could say that was a first, but I've definitely had rigs fall apart before. It's kind of a thing that happens, to the point where in the garage over there, the repair facility, we have more pins. His pin just dropped out. So sometimes these things happen. We'll go back on right here. Feels good, man. It literally just it dropped straight out of the drive shaft and landed on the rocks right under him. Pre-flight checks, everybody, but nobody's catching that one in a pre-flight check. Unless your pre-flight checklist is a full page, nobody's saying, oh, I need to check all 6 of my drive shaft pins along with all 4 of my wheel hexes. It's got the approach, it's got the departure. It's not giving it away unless you don't want to give it away. And man, TAPAS is good. TAPAS is good. How about across the top on the fence side? Can you? No. Yeah, come on. This doesn't count as a fall. I'm not counting that one because I just wanted to get some dirt and scratches on it. It was going to make it across with nothing happening. That's not fun. That body doesn't look like it has a mark on it. Well, it's gonna depart fairly unmolested. Man, Canyon trails were the pick. It's fortunate that they are the Canyon Jam. We just happen to love the Canyon Trail. Go net side, kind of bounce off right there. It's so drivable, man. Like, I point it exactly on the line I want to go, and it goes. We could do a 4 at Green Line, no problem, and we could pull this no falls, no problem. But that's as close to cold as it gets. That was undriven like this. Phenomenal. Mr. Spain, I hope you like the colors because you're getting a pretty good one. So there you have it, as it were. We you know what we had? We had a good run. We had a good run. TAPAS did phenomenally, and when the sun, I hope that the camera shows it. It looks so good in the sun. I think I got a reasonable approximation of those two colors on the wheels put together, the tritone wheels. We've got the tritone body on the tritone wheels. I love that blue color. It looks so good. It's got a real 90s vibe on it. Would we be remiss if we didn't at least drive up and around the turnstile here? Oh, over the umbrella, which the wind blew down. Oh, you know what it is? It's just nice. Across the skewers. I am not mad at it. The rig got its name on what is essentially an inside joke. I can't see that back corner and I don't want to move, so we're just gonna transition here. Oh, it feels so good. Like, you point it where you want to go, and it offers up no complaints. I can't even, it's completely out of frame. I'm fine with that. We wanted to come down the teeter, and I didn't want to move. That's how you know we've done this a couple times too many. Can we? There we go. All the way out on the end. Oh, bam. There we go. There we go. We'll scratch it up a little. I don't know if it's the unintentional metallic that I made. There's so much, I hope the camera captures. There's so much depth to that color. You know, 4 colors sprayed down in layers. Well, all total, 7 colors shot down in layers there. It is everything that I hoped it would be. One fall at one fall at deadline probably didn't need to happen. An 11 at green line could have been better. But we're talking raw. So the first time it lands in the hands of someone else, they're gonna have a pretty good time. They're gonna have a pretty good time. Can I? It will allow you to do properly dumb stuff. And it is really rewarding to drive. It's rewarding to make these things and pass them on. It truly is. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't do it. That is the short of the long of it. I don't want to beat it up too much. Oh, right there. So with that, we close this chapter. TAPAS will go on to live in its forever home, far, far away, and it's us. It's right there on the side of the chassis. They have their mission statement on the website when you go to MEUS. It's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us. I don't want to get too sappy in the soup right here, right now, you know? But it is MEUS here. Because the contributions of supporters like yourselves, I'm 100% fine being rock crawling PBS. This rig is funded, whether it be from the ad revenue, from the contributions of people buying memberships, from people sending things into the canyon, through just the kindness of their own hearts. That's how these things get built. I wouldn't be able to afford to do it otherwise. So you, whether you recognize it or not, you loyal few, this is a community. You're all part of a community, and we strive to strengthen and maintain that community. TAPAS, built for a gentleman much younger than myself, who has far more life ahead of him, living over in Spain, a place I've never been and will quite likely never be. But and it makes me, it gets me a little sappy. We're gonna get a little too sappy in the soup. I've never been to Spain, and I never will be. I'm of an advanced age. I'm not dead, but I think my international travel is probably behind me. That This guy right here, this fella, he's going to Spain, which means a little piece of the canyon gets to go to Spain. And that, to beat the dead horse that I've been beating this whole installment, that feels pretty good, man. So, I'd like to send a thanks to all of you, an extra special thanks to all of you. Whether you're just sitting here watching, whether you're a member, whatever contribution you've made. If you're sitting here watching this right now, you've made a contribution to the canyon. And like it or not, know it or don't, you're part of the community. So thank you, one and all. TAPAS, the MEUS Gold Flake build, heading off to Spain. The next time you see it, should you see it again, hopefully we'll get some images from a faraway land. We'll put them up on the website. We'll put them up on the Discord. They'll be up somewhere. You'll get to see. It's not, what is it? It's not goodbye. It's farewell until I see you again. Whatever it is, I thank you all for being a part of it. I look forward to seeing you in the next installment of whatever. And in between now and then, I invite you one and all to do your very best to have a good one, everybody. We will see you again here from the canyon, maybe with a little bit less wind. Less wind or more wind. There'll be a little less in the way of rigs, because this one goes to its forever home.